for joining us on our news and current affairs program, Retrospect. Act is a complete package of all the major news headlines that went out during the outgone week. The news round is as expected. To refresh your mind, thank you for joining us. We'll be right back after this break. Don't go away. Not to worry of all the major news headlines that made the airwaves from Sunday to Saturday. Join me, Esther Musu, on the program Retrospect on Citizen 93.7 FM Abuja every Sunday at 6 p.m. Retrospect. We keep you informed. We begin the news from Sunday when Nigerian banks sought to raise nearly 2 trillion naira in a new round of capital raising, with offers from new issuers and previous issuers seeking to close their recapitalization gaps. Investment banking and regulatory sources yesterday said there were not less than 7 banks that have advanced in their capital raising process. The banks are expected to explore both public issuance and private placement, with more banks seeking strategic private investors to augment their capital base. Only 3 banks have so far met the new minimum capital requirement for their banking license under the new distinctive definition of the qualified capital by Central Bank of Nigeria. Still on Sunday, federal government assured owners of demolished properties on the right-of-way of the ongoing Lagos-Calabar coastal highways that they will get additional compensation. The government gave the assurance through Works Minister David Umahi at stakeholders meeting held in Lagos on Saturday. The attendees sought to know when they would get their compensation and what complaint the government was getting from some contractors. The minister said the highway projects were steadily on course. During the meeting, Umahi resolved the conflict involving all stakeholders, including the Lekki Free Trade and Lagos Free Trade zones, to enable contractors to have unhindered access during the constructions of the highway. The minister, who announced the outcome of the meeting while addressing reporters, said Lekki and Lagos Free Trade zones requested compensation for their properties that will be affected by the ongoing construction. And on that note, let's move to Monday and look at the stories that was in the news for Monday. Nigeria took a step closer on Monday to conducting a new national populations and housing census with biometric and digital component at the nation's last held census in November 2006. President Bola Tinubu, at a meeting at the State House with officials of the National Population Commission, said he would set up a committee to align the census budget to the government's present financial realities. He said the National Identity Management Commission must be part of the review. He reiterated his commitment to ensuring accurate and reliable figures from the national census to strengthen development planning and improve Nigerians' living conditions through more efficient social security. The National Population Commission Chairman Nasiru Isakwara and some other members briefed the President. President Tinubu noted that government incentives such as the sale and distribution of fertilizers could easily improve with more reliable data and demographics. The President told the delegation that biometric capturing should be central to the process with multiple identification features, including facial and voice recognition. Speaker of the House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas on Monday emphasized the need for immediate attention to the growing issues of drug abuse and domestic violence in the northwest region of the country. The Speaker said that these are during the flag-off event of Nigeria's Northwest Zonal Sensitization against drug abuse and domestic violence in Kaduna on Monday. Abbas highlighted the alarming rise in drug abuse, citing a 25% increase in the Northwest over the past 3 years, with a 28% surge in drug seizures in Kaduna State alone in 2023. Abbas noted that domestic violence is a pervasive issue, with nearly 35% of women nationwide experiencing some form of abuse. In the Northwest, the situation is even more alarming, with up to 40% of women in Kano encountering domestic abuse. To address these challenges, Abbas emphasized the importance of multifaceted approach involving government agencies, community leaders, and non-governmental organizations. Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kudirat Kekereekun, on Monday tasked judicial officers on respect, obedience, and harmonious working relationship with each other in the discharge of their adjudicatory duties. The CJN made the call on Monday in Abuja while declaring open a hybrid refreshed course for judges of lower court in the country organized by the National Judicial Institute. According to her, a judiciary that functions optimally is one where judicial officers respect the authority of their heads of court and adhere to lawful directive issued in the administration of justice. She further said that the court has served as a bastion of justice and their effectiveness was directly linked to the seamless operations of all their components. Justice Kekereekun maintained that the lower court were essential for the effective and efficient administration of justice. She told the judges that they must not be seen as separate and distinct from high courts in terms of justice delivery, but rather they should be seen as an integral part of the state or federal capital territory judiciary. Loki Ayedatiwa on Monday inaugurated as the governor of Ondo State, marking the beginning of his four-term tenure after replacing Governor Rotimi Akeredolu, who died in office in 2023. The ceremony took place on Monday at the Ondo State Sports Complex in Akure, the state capital, 2 months after he won the governorship elections on the platform of the All Progressive Congress. Ayedatiwa took his oath of office just after his running mate Olaide Adirun around 12:59 p.m. The governor thereafter rode in an open van around the complex, waving to cheers from supporters. Speaking after his inauguration, Governor Ayedatiwa said his determination, zeal, and enthusiasm for success. While wishing her determination, zeal, and enthusiasm for success. While wishing her the very best luck in her endeavors, the Bureau implored youth to emulate the impactful spirit of Zurel and shun any acts of capable of degrading the image of Nigerians. And on that note, when the stories that made the headline for Monday. Now let's look at stories that was in the news for Tuesday. President Bola Tinubu on Tuesday reiterated his administration's commitment to prioritizing the development of digital economy and enhance youth empowerment and create jobs. The president pledged while receiving a report titled Digital Economy, Youth Empowerment and Sustainable Job Creation in Nigeria, Issues, Challenges and Opportunities. Tinubu also highlighted the importance of youth empowerment through innovations and digital skills development. The president spokesman noted that the course participants put forward an 8-point recommendation asking the federal government to expedite the announcement of the Digital Economy and E-Governance Bill 2024. According to the statement, they encourage states to waive the right-of-way fees for deploying telecommunications infrastructure. The 96 participants recommended that the president issue an executive order mandating all ministries, departments and agencies to mitigate to the onego.ng portal. Also on Tuesday, Chairman of the Senate Committee on Finance, Senator Sani Musa, assured that the ongoing public hearing on the 4 tax refund bills is an inclusive process aimed at delivering practical and constitutional sound legislation. Speaking in an interview before the hearing, Senator Musa emphasized that all attendees were given the opportunity to present their views, including those with divergent opinions. He reaffirmed the committee's commitment to considering every submission before finalizing the legislation. Senator Musa reiterated that the committee is taking all recommendations into account and will develop a law that reflects the needs of the nation. He further highlighted President Bola Tinubu's vision of growing Nigerians' economy to 1 trillion naira, underscoring that the tax refunds will play a crucial role in achieving these goals. Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, on Tuesday launched the Free to Shine campaign, a nationwide initiative aimed at reducing new HIV infections among women of reproductive age and preventing mother-to-child transmission. Speaking at the flag-off of the Organizations of African First Ladies for Development's Free to Shine campaign in the Northwest Zone in Kaduna on Tuesday, Mrs. Tinubu emphasized the importance of the initiative, stating that Nigeria has the highest burden of HIV/AIDS in sub-Saharan Africa. According to her, the campaign seeks to ensure that every child born with HIV receives the necessary treatment and support to thrive. The First Lady also expressed concerns over the high number of children and adults living with HIV in Nigeria, citing statistics from the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare. Chairman of the Health Committee on Persons with Disabilities, Bashiru Daudu, on Tuesday urged Nigerians to desist from all manner of discrimination against persons with disabilities. Daudu said that these are during the signing of a memorandum of understanding with a group of people with disabilities in Abuja on Tuesday. The lawmakers who advocated for the future inclusion of persons with disabilities in social activities, includes politics, said that there was an ongoing amendment of Persons with Disabilities Act. Daudu expressed his committee's willingness to ensure the provision of tax rebate for persons with disabilities to guarantee their social protection. Also speaking, spokesperson for the persons with disabilities, Mr. Valentine Ugochukwu, thanked the committee for prioritizing their welfare. According to Ugochukwu, persons with disabilities have the potential to rise above pity and social vulnerability. A Saboyaba Magistrate Court on Tuesday discharged Abdulaziz Fashola, alias Naramali, and his ally Samson Olutu, alias Sam Larry, in connections with the death of the Nigerian artist Oloriluwa Olaba, alias Mohbad. The court said instead it was Onoz Fayose and Aboyemi Sadiq that should be prosecuted for Mohbad's death due to recklessness and negligence. The magistrate said the DPP had advised the court to strike out the names of Naira Marley, Sam Larry, Prime Boy as Mohbad manager, Babatunde Omara, for lack of evidence linking them to the death of Mohbad. Kevin J said the DPP had a prima facie case of offense of reckless and negligent act contrary to Section 251E of the Criminal Laws of Lagos State 2015 against Ogumbe and Sadiq, respectively. She said the court agreed that unlawful assault was carried out by Naira Marley, Sam Larry, Obara and Prime Boy Mohbad, but the assault could not rise to the point of criminal responsibility in the view of the disease. Kembe added that Mohbad had previously rejoined his complaint against Naira Marley, dated in October 11, 2022, on assault on the grounds that the matter has been settled amicably. According to her, the defendant had no case to answer. And on that note, we end the stories that wasn't the news for Tuesday, so look at more stories that made the news for Wednesday. Inspector General of Police Kayode Betoko on Wednesday ordered the immediate deployment of the FID Intelligence Response Team, tactical team, to ensure safe rescue of Prince Eniola Ojudni, the Afenifere youth leader who was kidnapped on February 17, 2025, while en route to Abuja. According to a statement issued on Wednesday by the Force Public Relations Officer, ASP Olumoyiwa Dejobi, the NPF is fully committed to the safe return of Prince Ojudni and is deploying all necessary resources and expertise to achieve this objective. He, however, urged members of the public to exercise caution and refrain from engaging on social media speculations or sharing unverified information regarding the ongoing rescue effort. Still on Wednesday, the Nigerian Navy ongoing fight against the crude oil theft, pipeline vandalizations, and economic sabotage yielded another success on Wednesday, February 26, 2025, as personnel from the forward operating base in Covers uncovered deactivated 4 illegal refining sites in Obodo in Omadini Community, Warri Southwest local government area of Delta State. The operation led to the seizure of approximately 2,500 liters of stolen crude oil and 2,200 liters of illegally refined automated gas oil stored in 5 ovens, 11 dogged pits, and 25 polythene sacks. Executed under the ongoing Operation Delta Sanity 2, the raid was based on credible intelligence, reinforcing the Navy's commitment to ensuring the strategic directive of the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Malia Gala, to eliminate illegal activities in Nigeria's maritime environment. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Air Force on Wednesday is implementing a comprehensive and integrated counter-unmanned aerial vehicle system to counter terrorist drones and safeguard troops and the asset. The Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar, disclosed this when he spoke at the first quarter meeting with branch chiefs, air officers, commandants, and commandants at the Nigerian Air Force headquarters in Abuja on Wednesday. He said the deployment of drones carrying locally fabricated grenades by Boko Haram terrorists to attack troops is one of the new threats in the fight against terrorists in the northeast. The CEAS said the incident, which was experienced against ground troops in Dumba local government area of Borno State in 2024, underscores the growing effort of terrorists to proliferate drones attacks technology. The Fiscal Responsibility Commission on Wednesday expressed strong support for the proposed tax reform bills, which is currently undergoing a public hearing at the House of Representatives. In a statement issued on Wednesday by the Ogiwi Anyanwu, head of strategic communications at the FRC, noted that the Commission's executive chairman, Victor Makoro, views the bill as a significant step towards strengthening Nigeria's economy and ensuring fiscal responsibility. Morocco said the bill aligns with the Fiscal Responsibility Act 2007, which promotes prudent financial management, microeconomic stability, and transparency in fiscal policies. He stressed the importance of diversifying revenue sources, reducing Nigeria's reliance on volatile oil market, and improving fiscal transparency to prevent excessive and unsustainable government spending. According to him, a simplified and more predictable tax system will encourage investment, stimulate economic growth, and create jobs, ultimately strengthening Nigeria's fiscal position. Professor Majishala Adeye, Director General of the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, on Wednesday called for life sentence and death penalty for individuals involved in drug crimes. Adeye made the call on Wednesday in Abuja while addressing State House correspondent. She urged the National Assembly to incorporate these penalties into the amendment of the NAFDAC Act NILFN and the Counterfeit and Fake Drugs on Wholesome Processed Food Act C-34 Act. She emphasized the importance of including these severe penalties in the amendment of the Act as a deterrent to drug crimes, which she said have led to the death of several innocent Nigerians, including children. Director General also highlighted NAFDAC's recent enforcement operations aimed at protecting public health and eliminating falsified and substandard medical products from circulation. You are listening to Retrospect on Citizen 93.7 FM Abuja. We'll be right back after this break. Don't go away. Did you miss out on the news during the week? Not to worry. Retrospect is here to make up for the missed information. Retrospect is a complete package of all the major news headlines that made the airwaves from Sunday to Saturday. Join me, Esther Nwusu, on the program Retrospect on Citizen 93.7 FM Abuja every Sunday at 6 p.m. Retrospect. We keep you informed. It's good to know you're still there. It is still Retrospect on Citizen 93.7 FM Abuja. Let's get stories. There was in the news for Thursday. The country director of Heifer International Nigeria, Dr. Lekon Tobi, called for greater adoption of technology in agriculture to address food insecurity and improve efficiency in the sector. Speaking in Abuja on Thursday at the soft launch of the AU Ayuti Nigerian College Challenge 2025, he said technologically innovations are crucial to transforming agriculture and empowering young entrepreneurs. The Ayuta Nigerian Challenge, an initiative of Heifer International, is designed to support security. She noted with regards that motorists remove their number plate to cover their tracks in the event of unwholesome activities, but said it is to the disadvantage of such persons in the case of security threat against them. She noted that due registration qualifies vehicles to be on the road, endangers effective data collections, aids policy making, and helps government and vehicle owners to trade these vehicles in event of any security issues. A Federal Capital Territory High Court in Abuja on Thursday granted bail to the former Executive Secretary of the National Health Insurance Scheme, Usman Yusuf, and the sum of 5 million naira with two shorties. Justice Chinere Nwajochu, while delivering the bail terms, stated that the two shorties must provide proof of means of livelihood as well as valid identification. Although the case was initially adjourned to April 3rd, the date was vacated due to Salah break, which falls within the period. The court subsequently adjourned the trial to May 15, 2025. Yusuf is facing a 5-count charge of alleged fraud involving the sum of 90 million naira. He's accused of abusing his office to gain undue advantage between 2016 and 2017. The charges also include allegations of awarding contracts without following proper procurement procedures. Additionally, he's allegedly awarded a 10.1 million naira training contract to a foundation linked to him with only half of the intended beneficiaries participating in the program. He pleaded not guilty to all 5 counts of charges when read to him. Federal government on Thursday reaffirmed its commitment to the Ogoni cleanup and inaugurated 2 additional water schemes in Biri, Kana local government area and Bono, Tai local government areas in Rivers State. This was disclosed in a statement issued to newsmen by Professor Nabarum Zebi, the project coordinator of the Hydrocarbon Populations Remediation Project. While inaugurating the water project, the Minister of Environment, Malambara Rabi Lawal, said the initiative aligns with the federal government's commitment to restoring Ogoni land. He added that it reaffirms the government's dedication to environmental sustainability and the well-being of communities affected by air pollution. Lawal, while commending President Bola Tinubu for his dedication to environmental sustainability and restoration of Ogoni land, noted that his leadership has expedited the implementation of the UN Environment Programme recommendation for the benefit of the Ogoni people. And that ends the stories that was in the news for Thursday, as we look at more stories that made the news for Friday. The Supreme Court on Friday barred the Central Bank of Nigeria, the Accountant General of the Federation, and other agencies from releasing funds to the government of Rivers State until it purges itself of what the court described as flagrant disobedience to court order. In an 1 hour 30 36-minute judgment delivered by Justice Emmanuel Kumoya, the 5-man panel of the court unanimously dismissed the cross-appeal filed by Governor Siminalayi Fubura challenging the validity of the House of Assembly presided over by Martin Amowale to resume sitting immediately with other elected members of Rivers State House of Assembly. The court held its inauguration plea, thereby denying 28 constituencies of effective representation and violations of court order mandating Fubura to re-represent the 2024 appropriation bill before a validly constituted assembly led by Moala. The Apex Court further held that the action of Governor Fubura over the alleged defections of 28 members of the Rivers Assembly is an act to brigade and dictatorship aimed at preventing the House from performing its legitimate functions under the speakership of Amowale. Meanwhile, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, also on Friday, hailed the Supreme Court's ruling, which nullified the recent local government election in Rivers State and upheld the legitimacy of the 27-member Martin Amowale-led State Assembly. Speaking in Abuja after the judgment, Wike declared that the Apex Court's decision has effectively ended the reign of crisis in Rivers State. Wike also took a sweep at former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and the chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Governors Forum Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed, accusing them of supporting lawlessness in the state. According to Wike, Governor Siminalayi Fubura has no choice but to fully comply with the Supreme Court's verdict as to represent the final legal authority on the matter. The ruling marks a major development and the ongoing political crisis in Rivers State, reinforcing the authorities of Amowale-led assembly while nullifying the controversial local government election. Friday, President Bola Tinubu signed into law the 54.99 trillion naira 2025 appropriation bill. Tinubu in his office at the State House Abuja on Friday. The bill was passed by the two chambers of the National Assembly on Thursday, February 13th, after Tinubu asked for an increase from the proposed 49.7 trillion naira. The National Assembly approved 54.99 trillion naira, and that's the value for $36.6 billion, a budget for the fiscal year, surpassing President Bola Tinubu's initial proposal of 54.2 trillion naira. This increase reflects additional anticipated revenues from agencies or structure reduction. The 2025 million barrels per day at a benchmark price of $75 per barrel. National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control on Friday said it has blacklisted an India company, Avo Pharmaceutical, for producing a range of harmful addictive pills capable of causing death. The Director General of NAFDAC, Professor Medishola Adeye, at a news conference in Abuja on Friday, said the company is situated at the outskirts of Mumbai in India. She said that the company was involved in production, sales and exportation of addictive pills containing harmful tax of tapondil, a powerful opiate. NAFDAC boss said that a BBC World Service investigation revealed that the packet of those brands branded with the Avo logo had been on sales on the street of Ghana, Nigeria, and Kodofo towns and cities. She said that an undercover operative sent into the factory with a hidden camera, posing as an African businessman looking to supply opioid to Nigerians, recorded his interactions with one of Avo directors of Vinat Shamal. Shamal confessed to the explorations of large consignment of this combination of drugs across West Africa and their distribution for abuse, street drugs, and opioids. And that's our package on the program, Retrospect on Citizen 93.7 FM Abuja. You can follow us on our social media handles on Facebook at Citizen FM Abuja, on Instagram at Citizen FM 937, on Twitter, now known as X, at Citizen FM 937. You can also check us out on our website on citizenfm.ng. So, bye for now.